Hey guys, Follow Messiah here. Welcome to my brand new series of Warcraft 3 called Random Race, Random Tavern Hero. So, how did this idea come to fruition? Well, a couple of days ago, I was playing on BNet, just kind of clowning around, looking for ways to spice up the gameplay a little bit after playing the game for over 20 years, just doing something to keep things a little bit more interesting for myself. And then I came to an idea. So I'm going to pick a random race, but also I'm going to go for tavern heroes only. Not only that, but when I come to a tavern, I'm going to pick a random hero too. How does that work? Well, once I finish, the altar, I go to a tavern and then I'm either going to, randomly mash keys on my keyboard, or I often close my eyes and then I just, position my cursor on Tavern and I just click randomly. So that's how I select a random hero. And then I just try to play with what I've been given. That's really the crux of the challenge. I'm just trying to play into whatever the game gives me. And hopefully, this manages to entertain you, and I promise you're gonna see some very interesting combinations. Now, the win rate for this challenge has been sort of around 50%, so that's kind of like, the nature of the challenge. It's not easy. Some things just don't work together, but, I try to make them work as much as I can. And also, guys, like, got a couple of disclaimers along the way. This is not like high MMR play or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm trying to play as much as I can on the, based on the circumstances, but like, this is not the best that I can do. These are not the best opponents for my level. I understand that. This is just clowning around on BNet, where the quality of opponents is a little bit lower than on, World 3 champions. So just something to keep in mind, I understand all of that. The whole point of this is to kind of provide entertainment for you guys. So hopefully you will be entertained with these kind of videos. And so if you like them, let me know and I'll make sure to make more. Let's take a look into, a couple of games that I've played. Okay, so as this is a tavern hero only, I'm not going to start my altar immediately. I'm going to start my altar a little bit late, and I figured it's a perfect opportunity to immediately place, a war mill right up front, because, I might need it later, maybe for, towers or something, or shadowing, perhaps. By the way, this is the 4th time in a row that I got orcs, and I was getting a little bit frustrated because, orcs are my main race, but they're not really good for this challenge because they don't have these race-defining advantages, shall we say, Like with humans, they can power build, they can do militia creeping, undead have blight and rods of necromancy, night elves have moon elves, but orcs rely on their strong heroes to really, make up for their weaknesses. So when you're doing tavern heroes only and you're not kind of gaining access to orc heroes, then what's actually happening is you're playing with a deficiency. You're not leading into the strengths of the race itself. So that can be a little bit problematic, and it's kind of hard to play orcs in this challenge. So what I did, I decided that, I'm not gonna play this straight. I'm going to lame the shit out of my opponent. That's kind of the decision I went with immediately the second I received the orcs for the 4th time. And also, my opponent, also an orc. Just playing straight up, making grunts, making farts here, but I have no intentions of playing this game straight. Oh no no. So as you can see, my peon making his way to the center, to the tavern. Watchtowers are already coming. Now I'm not going to spoil the surprise, I'm going to pull an old, classic, timeless classic lame on my opponent. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, you'll see for yourself. And now, again, this is a random hero. I'm going to be clicking around the tavern. I'll probably close my eyes, I don't remember, and there he is. We got a Tinker. So, just a Tinker, my opponent creeping the green creep spot. So everything, ordinarily, nothing outside, of meta here. Although there are no headhunters, there is no war mill for my opponent just yet. I, meanwhile, am creeping with my Tinker. And actually, Pocket Factory is surprisingly good, surprisingly decent. Like, no joke, you'll see later in this video that the Tinker is kind of like OP. Like, in certain aspects of the game. Like, obviously, early game, you still want Farseer. He's not really as good as the Orc heroes, for sure, but he has his strengths, which you're gonna see later in the video. So, as you can see, I am teching. I am making more towers. Shop is coming. War mill already ready. I usually making 8 peons on lumber, just because I'm going to be needing a lot of lumber, you know, once I hit tier 2. And I'm actually going to speed this up just a little bit for you guys. My Tinker creeping here as well. But so you can see, I actually have 0 units, 0 combat units. I've been creeping with Tinker solo with the Pocket Factory, and it's actually surprisingly effective. My opponent coming here all the way, making his way across the map to creep this green creep spot. So that's actually kind of interesting decision. He's making his way all the way there. And now, I actually kind of want to do the same thing. I don't have a hero, so I want to creep all these easy camps. So we're gonna have our first interaction here. And my opponent is probably like thinking, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he having a Tinker? Like, is he out of his goddamn mind? Well, turns out I am. Okay, so tier 2 finished. Now, here we have a skirmish. I gave my opponent a free level 3. That's really nice. I'm not making my buildings yet. I guess I'm a little bit overwhelmed. My whole attention is here. But it's coming. So bestiaries are coming. So what am I gonna do? Well, you'll see in a second, you know. I'm just trying to build suspense, you know. You probably already know what's coming, but, you know. He's doing a good job of canceling my bestiaries, which is really annoying for me right now, actually. But my towers are here. And reinforced defenses are coming. So as soon as this finishes, you know, that's it, you know. My base is impregnable at that point. And also, again, Pocket Factory is surprisingly decent, surprisingly good at defending my base. So he's moving his way here, making his first bestiary. I should be placing my second bestiary pretty soon. I'm kind of late on that. I don't know what I was waiting for, to be honest. Some macro mistakes by me. Is he gonna creep the shop? I guess my opponent is gonna creep the shop right now. Okay, he's creeping this. Another green spot on the map. Okay, so I only have level 2 Tinker. I've only been able to creep with my Pocket Factories because I didn't have access to any production buildings just yet. But the bestiaries are coming. I'll be able to take this entire camp just with a Pocket Factory, which actually surprised me. But it worked really well. And let me just speed this up a little bit. Bam, 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 bam. Yep, pretty easy. And also explosion hurting the critters, which is kind of funny. And again, as I said earlier, I have 0 intentions of taking straight fights. So now, the Wyverns are coming. You might have expected that, but that's not the strat that I'm going for. This is just so I can have a little bit more DPS, so I can creep the actual orange maps across the map. But that's not going to be the strat, because they can actually be easily countered, even though he doesn't have counters right now. He's making raiders, grunts into raiders. That's really interesting. Shadow Hunter level 1, Farseer level 3. Okay, so these are just to help me creep, because they do a lot of damage. Now this is what I've been doing, ladies and gentlemen. We are going with Bat Rider Laming. This is a time-honored classic. So currently he has absolutely no idea what's coming his way. But this is gonna be a bit of a longer game. So it's gonna be really interesting. So I will try to kind of speed up the process. I will take this camp here. It's a very hard creep camp to take. That was actually a little bit more ambitious for me. I only have 2 Wind Riders and level 2 hero. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. I do manage to take the camp. These Pocket Factories, they are actually really good. They are really good. Okay, so I took this creep cap. I got Foot of Accuracy. I'm gonna sell that. I got a Shredder immediately, and I've been hiding my Bat Riders out of sight. So if he sees my Wind Riders, you know, he might do like Bat Riders to counter them, but he doesn't know this is not my main army. This is a bit of a kind of a bait and switch. Because if he makes Bat Riders, I will use my own Bat Riders to detonate them, you know. So that's ultimately what I'm doing. These 2 Wind Riders are just for creeping purposes only. This is what I will be doing. And I should be doing some kind of... there we go. Damage upgrade for my Bat Riders too. I should be having Unstable Concussion the second I Yeah. Liquid Fire, I mean. Yeah, that's it. Liquid Fire is gonna make sure my opponent's buildings cannot be repaired. Well, barely repaired. He's putting up these towers like here. And now, taking another overage creep camp. Pocket Factory is doing great. By the way, I put 2 points into engineering upgrade and 1 into pocket factories to get the most out of the spell. But now I'm gonna unlock level 2 pocket factories. It's gonna be really, really good. Alright, I'm using this one to scout for his expo. So what I'm doing, once I hit tier 3, I buy pocket expo. And ideally, this is a very important part of this strategy. I want to make sure I have an economy advantage. I want to make sure he doesn't expand. That's what I was looking for. He has 3 heroes right now. Meanwhile, I'm still making bats. I have a shredder working overtime. Lots of lumber. I'm running low on gold. So look at this. I just bought a tiny gray hole. But this is gonna be so unlucky for me. He makes an illusion the very second I place a gray hole. This is actually so bad for me. This is incredibly unlucky. The very second I place a gray hole, he scouts it. That's so bad. And then I get a snare here. So I have to TP. These peons I sent here, like, this is utter disaster. This is basically the worst case scenario. So I'm kind of forced to react. He's going to come to push to my base. But here's the thing. My base is heavily fortified. He has no business doing here. No business doing anything here. My pocket factory level 2 is also going to do insane damage. And my expo is up. He did not cancel it yet. My bat riders are coming. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna cancel your expo. I can't stop it. But I can make him pay for it. This is my attempt at trying to delay it. Level 4 Thinker is not bad. So I already have level 2 Pocket Factory, which is going to be really good. You're gonna see later. Bat riders, this is actually not a lot of them. But I'm really trying to, while he's here, on the other side of the map, I'm really trying to make the most damage as I can. So, my Tinker is coming, my Bat Riders are coming. Now let's see what kind of damage can I do with them. Okay, so I place a Pocket Factory. And my immediate efforts are going to come to this. I'm going to target everything to his fortress, and then I'm trying to make sure that these little guys detonate onto the fortress, but I'm not doing the best job at it. I could have done a better job. But look at it. Just a couple of Bat Riders, a Tinker, and fortress is gone. It's over. He tries to TP, but no bueno. And then his towers is gonna fall. Now he could have done a lot more damage to my Bat Riders with his burrows. He could kill a lot of them. So kind of a micro mistake on his part. He did kill one. He's rushing across the map, but the damage is over. His economy gone, and this is basically the killing blow. This is pretty much where the game essentially ends, but it's not over yet. No, we're still having fun. So now I'm in a very comfortable position. Even though he did kill my Grey Hole, and a pocket Grey Hole at that, I killed his main base. So, I have income, he doesn't. This is great for me. He's gonna camp here, but I am sitting really comfortably right now. I have my Bat Riders parked over here, so the second I see him, that he's out of his base, he's just gonna get cancelled again. And yeah, this is a super fun playstyle to play with on a giving end. Not so fun to be on a receiving end, you know. It is what it is. He's moving on here, I'm moving on there. I know exactly what he's doing, but I'm not gonna let him finish. My Tinker is here, and these Pocket Factories are gonna do so much damage. These little guys, these goblins, and also Bestiary. Bestiary is gonna be cancelled immediately, and then Great Hole is gonna be cancelled too. He is rushing back, but it's too late. It is already too late. So I kill his Bestiary. No more raiders, no more nothing. Great Hole gone. My Tinker fleeing. It's a complete disaster for him. And all I have to do is just park my Bat Riders here. And that's it. And it's a waiting game. Like, I'm not gonna let him finish this. Ideally, the only thing he can do to stop this, really, is he literally has to be in his base at all times. And then I can't engage with Bat Riders because they're gonna get ensnared. But what he does instead is gonna, well, pretty much finish the game for me. He decides to rush into my heavily fortified base. That's a huge mistake. And the second he's out of his base, bam. Backfire's attack, War Mill gone. I'm expanding again. Okay, so he's gonna take out these production buildings. That's fine. I produced everything I want to produce anyway. He's gonna suffer tremendous losses trying to break into this base. Meanwhile, my Batriders, you know, wreaking havoc in his base. I'm TPing to reposition better in my base. He is good in killing my pocket factories immediately, but they still do so much damage to his army every time they detonate. You're gonna see that a little bit. You know, it adds up very quickly. Burrows firing, towers firing, you know. He has no means of producing more units, so anything he loses here is permanent. So he's gonna take out a couple of these bestiaries, sure. That's fine with me. I have access to the shop right here. I can heal up. I'm gonna buy TP. He does hex me. He does kill me before I can TP, so that's good for him. But the damage is done. See, I'm still harassing with my Batriders. He is losing so many units here. This is heavily fortified. And now I'm gonna probably rebuy my Tinker from the base. I think he killed my altar too, so yeah. Meanwhile, as you can see what's happening, I'm trying to finish off his buildings. He's gonna start building across the map, save himself, but he has no army. And I have an expo that I'm not mining from because I don't know why, I guess I forgot. But his base is toast. He's building a burrow here to save himself from annihilation, but it's too late. His standing army cannot breach my base. That's it. And I should be sending this Batrider here, finally, to rebuy my Tinker. Is that what's gonna happen here? Yes. That was too late, you know. Not a perfect play by me by any means, but it gets the job done. Finally producing from this base too. So he's breaking his teeth, literally, on my base. He has no business being here, but that's the only play he has left, because I'm finishing him off. His altar, gone. He hit his peons here, but I see them. I'm gonna engage here. I'm gonna see this here as well, because he's gonna be revealed pretty soon. He realizes he cannot take my base. So, of course, he's gonna take this one out. This is only a natural play that he's left. I'm trying to kill these peons, but I don't have enough firepower. My Tinker doesn't have mana, and Batriders are notorious for lack of their damage for anything that's not, you know, an air unit or a building. He takes out my expo, that's fine, but listen, I have gold, I have 3k wood, I have towers, you know, I have Batriders roaming around. He's toast. He cannot remake anything. It's over. He has one burrow, and he's, I believe, gonna make something else. I believe here he's gonna place a shop. Yep, the shop is coming. There it is. This is so over. So now it's just a kind of a cat and mouse game, you know, where he's toast. But he's trying to stay, you know, as much as he can in the game. And I don't blame him. Like, I've done the same thing, you know, to other people too. It's really frustrating to lose like this. Like, I know, I've been on the receiving end as well, so you're kind of trying to salvage it, but even though you know it's over, like, it's already over, you know, he's gonna try, make something here, but nah. I'm still mining, I'm making more towers, you know, shop, dead. And is this his last building? I don't think it is, because we still have some time left on the clock. He's doing another desperate attempt at my base. I will be killing this expo. He remade another shop here. So funny. So he's gonna kill my shop, that's fine. You know, it's already over. And bam, I'm gonna kill off his workers. This is his last-ditch effort to do something. There's nothing to be done. I'm repairing my main. And I'm trying to kind of make sure he doesn't kill my fortress. It would be, well, not good if it does. I'm still gonna win, of course, but, you know, I'm preventing that. He didn't manage to kill it. My Batrider's coming in. Look at his raiders, by the way. Look at this shit. So everything is hurt. He has no means of reproducing his units. So this one shop. This is this is it. Of course, I'm gonna see it. I think I already do see it because he is revealed. He hasn't had a main base for a long time now. Let me just speed this up a little bit. I know what's up. He knows what's up. He has to guard this with his life, but he has no ways of engaging. I am picking off his workers. I'm trying to see if he built something that I don't know about. I see that he has nothing. And then I'm going in for the final blow. Oh, never mind. We have a burrow here. I can't blame the guy for trying, but my bet fighters prevail. Shop is gone. His money as well. This is it. This is what he has left. Final, last-ditch effort onto my base. I'm afraid it's gonna be a no-go. I think I pulled up Shredder here. Yeah, Shredder to here to defend, while my bat fighters are coming in to destroy this burrow. Ah, he made another one here. I would probably be doing the same thing in his circumstances. Like, I don't blame him for this, but he knows there's nothing he can do. There's no way to penetrate this defense. If he could make more units, then perhaps, but he can't. Chainwave doing actually a lot of damage, killing my Shredder, but that doesn't matter. None of this matters. His hero levels don't matter. By the way, the damage that my little goblin's doing is tremendous, and this is gonna be the game. A valiant effort, but ultimately, you know, I lamed my opponent to the ground. And boom. And here is the game 2. So in game 2, I randomed a human, and it's gonna be a mirror. And what a mirror it's gonna be. This is going to be a clown on clown action. Listen, I'm promising you entertainment. I never said I was gonna play this like super well, like, you know, IMMR shit. Forget about that. It's just entertainment purposes only, baby. Anyway, let's speed things up a little bit. So I'm making a lumber mill first. I don't even know why, to be honest. Like, I guess I wanted to have it ready for towers, you know, in the future or something. He's gonna be doing Pala Rifle blind. That's a very bold decision. He doesn't know my race. He's just gonna go blindly into Pala Rifle, which is gonna ultimately, well, bite him in the ass. But my things are ready. I'm walling off my base with the fires, making sure that nothing can go through, even though I don't think he really attacks me that much, but, you know, that's a bit of a foreshadowing. So, we have the altar, we have the barracks, you know. I'm gonna go probably with a couple of hoodies first, and then I will take the expansion immediately, because that's how I like to play the human. You know, I want to lean into the strengths of the human race, the militia creeping, you know, the power building. Like, if I already can do these things, then why shouldn't I? My militia coming over here to grab another random tavern hero. Now, let's see what we get. Ah, there we go. Alchemist. We got an alchemist. There's gonna be some very interesting shenanigans. So, he goes Pala Rifle. My alchemist already up. I'm gonna pull a couple of militia. I'm gonna pull this footman that's gonna come. 3 footies, couple of militia. Probably an overkill, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, I don't lose any units while taking the expo. He's making second barracks. Footy and rifle. Interesting, to say the least. Okay, let's speed this up just a little bit. Bam, 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 bam. Taking the expo. I went with the acid bomb first. You have with the creeping. I actually was quite happy with the alchemist. Okay, I didn't lose anything. That's great. He's creeping his green camp. I didn't lose anything. I'm gonna make expo here immediately. As I was saying, I was really happy with the alchemist. You know, I think he's a pretty good hero, and I like to play these tavern challenges. I like to play these heroes solo. I tend to get more value out of them. By the way, I forgot to mention in the rules, I can make more heroes, but they have to follow the same formula. So, if I make a second hero, I also have to random it from the tavern. So I find that some heroes that are really strong late game, like Alchemist, it's much easier for me to just kind of power level them, you know. Anyway, he has his combo of Hella Rifle with 1 footy. I'm making my expo. I'm gonna be going to tier 2 very quickly just to make a couple of more peasants on lumber, I imagine. Heal Spray. Alchemist is unironically really good. I'm making a couple of footies. I'm not sure if I scouted him yet. I don't think we had a skirmish. So my expo is getting ready. My tier 2 is getting ready. And this is our first skirmish. So now I see... Ah, okay. So, you have a Pala Rifle. That's cool. I'm gonna go with defend then. And I'm gonna make a second barracks after the skirmish, I imagine. So he went with Holy Shield. It's gonna be really interesting. I'm not sure who took this camp. I think he did, but I took the item. He had a lot of army, so currently he's sitting at 36. I'm sitting at 23, so he has like 50% more supply. So I kind of forced to disengage here, but I'm already preparing for him. So police are coming. Second barracks is coming. So my idea is I'm gonna make mass footies with defend. Although you will later see a tech switch for me because that didn't turn out to be as well as I imagined. Let's speed things up a little bit. So he's taking his natural. I'm making more footies. Constructing additional barracks at the expo. I don't know why it's there. I guess, you know, to fortify it or something. Couple of barracks here. Couple of towers here in the base. Shop finishing. Okay, defend is finally finishing. And I'm switching immediately to tier 3. Now, I already have an expo, but I don't want to allow him to have one as well. So I'm gonna probably creep this shop first. And then I will probably go here to check on his expo. Let's see what happens. I kinda immediately realized, based on my previous experience, that footies with defend are good, but there are a couple of problems with that. First of all, look at this. Such a clown gameplay, by the way. Oh well. As I was saying, defend was nerfed in the last patch, and also footies can get very easily sniped by mass rifles, so I decided I'm gonna go knights actually. This is the tech switch that I'm doing. The second my tier 3 finishes, I'm gonna go with knights. Meanwhile, he is fortifying his expo, but he is not power building it, so this is gonna take him a little bit. I think I went with heal spray, or maybe acid bomb level 2, I can't remember what I went with. Let me just speed things up a little bit more. He's creeping the turtle. I'm healing up my stuff, making more footies. Okay, so I'm coming here, I see, okay, he's here. Let me just go back to my base. My tier 3 is almost gonna be finished. He finished his expo. I've been fortifying my expo for a while. I've been mining for a lot longer and I have a lot more resources than he does. More upgrades. He's gonna stay... Oh, he's still in tier 1, actually. That's really bad for him. I'm gonna punish this very severely now. I'm making a third barracks because I can. I will creep up my lab and then I'm gonna grab a shredder. Because I'm having some lumber issues. Lots of gold, 4k gold, but almost zero lumber. So, that's what this is about. Knights are coming. Third barracks on the way. Reproducing knights here, animal war training here. He has lots of rifles, I'll give him that. My footies wouldn't stand a chance against this many rifles. He has 62 supply of rifles only. By the way, you're gonna see something strange when we engage in these fights. Like, I'm gonna show you later, you know. But he's fortifying heavily his base, his expo. And he is still in tier 1. That's actually amazing. I'm tier 3, I'm massing knights, I'm getting the Sundering Blades, and you're gonna see what's going to happen very, very quickly. Animal war training almost done. Making some upgrades as well. Shredder finally here. Now, this little peasant here has nefarious purposes. So spoiler alert, I'm going to buy sappers here. But I'm not going to be able to really use them to full effect. You'll see. However, knights are here and Sundering Blades are here. I have a very good inventory. Alchemist with armor is so good. I have Greater Invul, I have Scroll Healing and Healing Wards. And I'm gonna use them to full effect. Look how many rifles he has. This is actually ridiculous. This is so absurd. He is only now going to tier 2. That's actually so funny. Alright. I don't think we see each other, actually. Yeah, it's night, so I imagine he wouldn't see me. Yeah, he actually doesn't see me. I'm right here. Yep. 2 sappers, by the way. Why not? I have gold, you know. I have almost 4k gold still. I see this, but my knights are really heavy, so there's gonna be a sapper explosion here? No? 1 sapper explosion, okay. Now that the sapper survives, my heal ward, however, in the back, and my footies with defend take very little damage from all of this. I'm gonna also using my level 2 heal spray, and these knights are gonna obliterate. Look at this. Look how much they're melting. These rifles are absolutely melting. He has more supply, but that doesn't matter because these knights with animal war training, with thundering blades, are gonna melt these rifles alive. And they have +4 armor. That's devotion aura, and that's scroll of protection. But one thing I want to point out is that he doesn't use Holy Light. That's something I don't get. Like, does he not have full Holy Light? Does he have only, you know, the Aura and Divine Shield? Because I don't think I've seen this man heal up a unit. That's something that really stood out to me in this entire game. Anyway, more knights are coming. I have 4k gold. This is so bad. But listen, I mean, if it's stupid, but it works. Is it stupid? My Alchemist, level 5, you know, I still have Greater Invul, I still have the Scroll of Town Portal, he is super tanky. He is right in not targeting the Alchemist. But these knights are also very tanky. Even though they didn't have any armor upgrades. Okay. I'm finally deciding to micro them a little bit. Oh, and the knight lives. But these rifles, not so much. And I have transmute now. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, this is the first time I've seen this man actually heal up his units. This is the whole point of having a paladin. Like, if you're not healing your units, then he is just a glorified footman, basically, right? He's finally targeting my alchemist, but I have greater invul. And I'm absolutely decimating his rifles. He's down to 34 supply. Meanwhile, I have 55, and that's just knights. I finally decide, okay, it's time for me to go back, regroup, heal up, and I'm gonna be back in no time. I double-clicked my TP, but by this time I already opened up my base, so this is not gonna be an issue for me. So I have heal spray, I'm gonna buy heal pots, I'm gonna buy scrolls of healing, you know, I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. And I'm pretty much back at it. I forgot this one little knight here. I didn't heal him up, which is a little bit annoying. He buys the Mauler, which is kind of like just food for my transmute, essentially. And he finally buys the second hero, actually. He's finally a tier 2. Does he have long rifles? Is there a way for me to check this? I guess I can look at their range. 400 range, so no. Okay. He's trying to fortify his expo again. I grabbed a new Orbo Slow. I'm gonna grab Scroll Protection for myself this time. I finally upgraded the armor for these knights. And again, another engagement. This time with a squadron of knights. I'm transmitting this Ogre Mauler immediately. They have 9 armor now with the Scroll Protection. You know, look at these. Oh, lord. And he's not healing these rifles. I don't get it. This is the entire purpose of the Paladin. Just heal up your stuff, my dude. Look at this legion of knights, this squadron over here. And I still have 4.5 gold, 4.5,000 gold. Like, again, refer to my disclaimer earlier. I never promised any super high MMR plays, you know. I'm just having fun. And hopefully you guys are having it too. So I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of these towers. I'm just gonna go straight to your main base. Something I should have done a long time ago. There is absolutely zero protection here, 0 towers in his main. I'm gonna surround his paladin, but he's gonna use... Oh no, he's not. He's just dead. Oh, okay. everything melts. Things just melt. His entire army comp is basically just medium armor, which for my knights is really, really good. There you have it, guys. That was my random race and random tavern hero challenge. Did you like it? If this is something that you found entertaining, then give me a like, drop a sub to my channel, and I'll make sure to make more in the future. If you have any feedback and suggestions for future series, let me know in the comments below. My name is Fallen Messiah, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.